Winter is here. Today, we're going to talk about things to keep you safe, safety tips, tricks, things you're going to use to get by this winter. Hopefully, you guys bring some of your own. We're going to be right back after this. Let's do this.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charley from Contractor's Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Well, hey, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 7th of November. Yeah, I knew that. Whatever. Don't judge me. Look, I got Jeff and he's on a black screen. I don't understand what the heck just happened there. What is going on here, Jeff? I hear you sniffling, but I got a black screen on you.
Yeah, I'm having camera issues. Give me a minute.
Oh, that's hot. We're just going to throw him the hell out of here. Watch. Bam! Kick him out. You know, I had another co-host set up, and he was here, and then he left. I don't even know what. Now everybody's leaving me. It's just me all by myself. But you know what? I don't mind. Whatever. Jim Wall was first today, just in case anyone was wondering. James Vaughn popped in right after that. So, hey, Jim, James. Good Lord. Oh, my God. Jim, James, and Jonah all came in that order. Just going to say it. That hurt my brain. Trucker Dan was all up in here. Matt Nissen, hopefully we're going to see back in here shortly. Sean Fairman sitting up in the Daresville, Georgia, waiting on the Swift duo, he said. I told him we're going to make it a trio tonight just for fun. Life on 18 Wheels. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. John C. TK says, bah, humbug. Whatever. Sorry, I've got a weird position on my mic, and I feel the need to follow my mic when it moves around, and I'm like, it's like I'm a robot or something. I don't understand. Blackbeard, you know what, dude? I still haven't taken a daggone headlight up there to the terminal. I'm probably a terrible person, bro, but I've got it. I got it. It's in the truck. I just haven't been there, man. I apologize, brother. I only live 40 miles from it, yet I still haven't been there, and I don't even know how many weeks. It's crazy. Oh, Lord. Let's see what's going on here. So, yeah, I know. Hang on. Let me answer this message real quick. Anyhow, so yeah, what are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, we will hook up at some point, man, for real. Yeah, my bad. What do you? Yeah, Oh Lord, I am a little flustered right now because my brain is like broken. You know what I did today? It was funny. I was just telling Jeff about it. I went to my grandson's school's first quarter ceremony program, and it was funny because like the whole house went up there, and my daughter's like, I don't even know if he's getting an award because she hadn't seen anything that said he was getting an award, but we all showed up, and then he got an award, so that was cool. But it would have been a little tragic, like the whole house shows up, everybody shows up. I mean, we took up like most of a row today. We're like, yeah, yeah, for all these kids, and then would have been sad to like not have ours walk across the stage. Oh, it was a possibility. It was a thing. It could have happened. I don't know. Could have been fun. Oh, Jonas's truck's in the shop. That sucks. I hate that. I feel your pain, and I failed to mute my phone. So let me do that now, because people are calling and they're like, "Why don't you answer the phone right now?" And I'm like, "Because I'm doing a show, people. Don't you know this?" Okay, so in that person's defense, they don't actually know me, so whatever. But now I won't hear that anymore because that thing is really loud. I don't know if you guys could hear it, but it was hurt my ears. So, you know what I could do? What we could do, what happened was, let's talk about fuel because I got that all up and ready to go. So I'm just going to throw that up on the screen. And this week, you guys, the national average dropped on us another 8 cents, dropped down to 4.366. The West Coast Pad 5 dropped 0.9 cent or point it dropped 9 cents, excuse me, down to 5.258. And for you guys that are contracted to Swift, your surcharge will be scrolling across the bottom of the screen here pretty shortly when I click on a button because I wasn't prepared for this. There it is right there, 11.2, 11.8. Standard OTR van surcharge is 0.518. And the West Coast fuel charge is 0.14 because we're still at an 89-cent discrepancy between the West Coast Pad 5 and the national average. For those of you guys who are not on the Swift fuel surcharge, maybe you guys could share with us what is your fuel surcharge this week, or what kind of fuel surcharges are you getting? Some of you guys negotiated on a load by load basis. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not so good. What are you guys doing this week? Those of you who are negotiating rates, I hope you're paying attention to the EIA's numbers because, especially for the regions you're running in, all you got to do is pop up on the EIA site, check it out, pick the regions you're going to be running through, get an idea what fuel's been doing over the last few weeks, and then you make the guess for what it's going to do the next week because that's fun. And look, sometimes you just got to flip a coin, see what happens. It's a thing. Jeff's back. Don't know if he's ready for me to bring him back up or not, but I figure he shrugged his shoulders. Let's throw him up there. Look, just whatever. Hey, man.
Whatever, man.
Just a little under the weather. He's been down for a couple of. He's been sniffling and stuff, and yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, so if you guys are out there negotiating your own rates and you're not keeping an eye on these fuel prices that are going up and down when the last couple weeks they've gone down, you might want to think about it because maybe you can get on the better end of that thing. Just saying, could be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe you're making so much per mile you don't even care. I would find it a little hard to believe right now that that's the case, but I mean it's possible. There's some guys that are out there just slaying it. Let's be real.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, I've seen some of the conversations. I'm in some of those Facebook groups that I'm surprised they haven't kicked me out of yet because I can't keep my mouth shut.
Right.
But, one in particular, they're talking about, these guys are talking about, oh, I've had my authority for over a month now. Why am I getting crap rates? And I'm like, dude, you're brand new.
I don't care.
You got to build those relationships, man.
I deserve $5 a mile. I don't care if my numbers are only 10 minutes old.
I've talked to guys that still get that, but you know what? They're doing specialized freight. They have relationships with people. A lot of them are direct to the shippers, a lot of that step deck stuff.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's ways to do it, but dang, read a book, take a class, something.
Yeah, James said, been a bad week in Laredo. It's been minus 11 loads all week, and there are no Walmart surge trailers
Yeah.
in Dallas, Texas. There you go. Life on 18 Wheels says he's got a B service tomorrow, and guess who finally decided to throw a check engine light? There you go. Well, you know what? At least it's gonna have the light on when you go in, hopefully. Because normally I get those lights and then they go away when I get anywhere near a mechanic or a tech.
Yeah, and then you're crazy.
Yeah, they're like, bro, there's something wrong with you. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with your truck. I'm like,
What I
"What?
love is
Buttering."
when they just clear the code, and then 1,000 miles down the road it throws the code again.
Yeah, they're like, you're good, bro. Get out of here. Heavy sigh.
Yeah.
So, Jeff,
Mm.
how you feeling, buddy?
I don't feel great.
Yeah. Apparently, our other co-host was having some signal issues. He said,
Oh, okay.
trying to relocate to have a better signal. You know, it's funny because I asked him beforehand. He's like, "Yeah, man, I got full 5G, bro." And he popped in, and I guess
He probably went from this to this.
Right, exactly. That's about right in a truck stop too. Let's be real.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's a thing. Whatever.
I thought about buying one of those signal booster things, but the more people I talk to about it, they don't really work as advertised.
Yeah. Like the super duper ones or the cheapy ones?
Super duper ones.
Really?
They were selling them at the truck stops for like $500 at one point. Signal
Yeah, but that
boosters.
could be like a $20 device anywhere else. Let's be real.
That's true. Yeah. Well, what they're designed for is like in my house where you've got a bunch of lumber and brick and stuff like that between you and
Right.
the outside to get that signal from the outside to the inside. There's not a whole lot between you and the outside in a truck.
Right.
It is metal, but it's not. There's not as much stuff in the way.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been wanting to check one of those out. I was thinking about putting one of those out on the property because, the signal's a little wonky out there and we got no cable out there. And so I'm trying to think of future things. And I was going to try one out there and maybe even set it up on a damn aerial of some sort. You know what I mean? Maybe that would help. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I figure I'm going to spend quite a few bucks on that one. Bum me out. I spend a bunch of money and get no benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blackbeard. We talked about that a little bit on a previous show, I think, didn't we, Charlie?
Yep.
I'm having mouse troubles.
That's all right. Blackbeard said, I saw 3 Transmex trucks up here in Ohio, West Virginia.
Yeah, there was a couple in the yard in West Valley when I got here. I mean, it is what it is.
Excuse me.
It's almost like the Swift phenomenon, Charlie. People are like, oh, Swift's always getting in wrecks. Well, part of that is that you see Swift trucks because everybody talks about Swift trucks. Right now, we're talking about Transmex taking our jobs.
Oh man, they're everywhere.
And now they're everywhere.
But they in all fairness, they have increased their fleet size down there.
They have
because they've had an increase in freight as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean a massive surge in freight on that end down there. Right. And that freight has to be moved from there to here. I don't know, man. There's a huge debate and argument over it. I don't know, man. I probably don't take the popular stance here.
Well, one of the things people don't understand, I think, is that the regulation governing them, they have the ability to come from Mexico to any place in the United States. And they could do a backhaul from that place back to Mexico. They cannot do interstate commerce inside the United States. They have to come in and go back. Out. That's right. Same with
they deadhead back.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks. So I don't knock them for putting loads on them back, as long as it's going back across the board.
That if I'm a planner for Swift, like high level planner, I think probably the guys that you see like up in Ohio and up in here, these are places where they can get a load back across the border.
Right.
They can do the right thing. But because if I'm Swift, I don't want them deadheading 2,000 miles back.
Right. That doesn't sound very economical or prudent.
Yeah.
Trucker Dan said he picked up a load in Fort Smith, Arkansas on the 5th and got to Tucumcari, New Mexico, and got caught up in a wind advisory, and the load is going to California. That's a bummer.
Come on, Trucker Dan. You're supposed to get on Facebook and complain about that stuff, man.
Right? You know that 2-mile-an-hour wind advisory? I'm just saying. What? I'm just playing. Look, you be safe, man.
Yeah,
You do what you got to do.
Charlie and I are those guys that whenever we see that, we post that wind advisory chart that Swift gave us years ago, and then just say, "Hey, you don't feel safe, you park it." But
Right.
here's the advisory chart.
Right. Oh, look, it's my favorite Target runner, Ida. You know,
Hey,
I'm
Ida.
your favorite. Don't say it, because she's not even watching the show right now. So don't even bring up her name right now. Don't do it, Ida. I'm telling you right. Don't do it. I've never blocked anyone on this channel. You could be the
Proceed.
first. What is wrong with you? You know what? Done with him too. Look, I don't even care. I'll ban everybody. Look. That makes for a good show.
That's
Nobody
good
on the
TV right
screen.
there. Dead air. We know Charlie
Yeah.
hates dead air, so that
Oh,
was
that-
painful for him.
Oh my god, you just don't even know. Like, my brain almost exploded. You know what, Ida? She said, "Fine, I won't tell everyone we love Rosie more." You know what?
What's with the passive aggressiveness, Ida?
You know, I was gonna say a sexist remark, and I didn't want to do that because I'll get pillow therapy in the worst way later, so I'm not gonna do that.
Get throat punched again.
What's going on, Ida? Good to see you. Glad you're here, even though you're being mean to me. I still love you. And you know what? I love you, Ida. I can't make a heart, but that's what that's supposed to be.
Okay.
You're welcome. Any talk about the freight forecast for the holidays? Blackbeard's asking. I
have not heard anything.
Yeah, it's
It's definitely, from talking to people, it doesn't seem to me like it's what we're used to.
the days gone by are that. They've gone by. We're not
It
going to
used
have
to be
those
that-
normal.
It used to be that I would go out right around now and just work until Christmas because it was load after load after load, and I'm not sure we're going to see that this year.
Right.
A lot of things changed during the pandemic, and I don't know.
We could ask Ida how the grocery side of the world is. Ida, how's the grocery forecast looking for holiday stuff? Because that's her neck of the woods there.
Got to get those popcorn tins out to the store, man.
Right. For those of you who don't know, Ida is the account runner for Target out of Lake City, Florida. Good person to reach out to when you're down in the area and you're needing some little extra work, preferably teams. Just going to throw it out there. You can reach out to her. She could probably throw the phone number up if she's needing people. I don't know if she wants to do that now or not, but that's totally up to her. If she does, keep that in your pocket in case you're ever in the area and want to reach out. She does use teams typically is what she's looking for. Every now and then she can use a solo, but I'm going to tell you it's a little rough for a solo because a lot of the loads are a little too long to run out and back and get back in time for another one. So you could have a weird off day in between. I don't know. It just works out weird. There's guys that run the hell out of it and do really well. I don't know how they do it. They're magic. I just said they're booming. So, I mean, it's like a thing. Blackbeard said he'd jump all over that if you needed solos. I'm just saying. Then I could drop your headlamp off there and, then I'd probably see you like 19 times.
There you go.
After I dropped it off in the office, of course.
Hey, Blackbeard, make sure you go get him a Coast Guard labeled Zippo.
What is wrong with you?
It's got to be Coast Guard.
Stop it. God. It's like he wants somebody to kick him out. I don't even know what's going on.
I just offended the 20 Coast Guard guys. Hey, if you've been in the service, you know the deal. We all make fun of each other.
That's right. You know what, though? Coast Guard actually have some cool jobs. I mean, let's face it, those guys that are doing the interdictions out there in the water,
Oh,
like those
dude,
guys get to fire big guns all the time.
dude, when I was in the Guard in the 90s, it was pretty well known if you actually wanted action in the 90s, go join the Coast Guard.
Right? Good Lord. Those guys
Get
were
on
like
one of those.
sinking boats.
Get on one of those interdiction teams.
There you go, Ida. James said if you need any help, he's going to be in the area. He's got a student. Interesting. I don't want a student.
No. Hey, Craig Hutchinson's in the house.
Sup, Craig? Blackbeard said he'll get me a Marine Zippo. It's going to be purple. Just saying. What? Marine Corps birthday. Sorry.
Is that the one with the box of crayons on the front?
Right. All one color. Purple. Favorite color. Flame. I can't talk. Moving on. Oh, Pinky said, oh my. Look, I didn't say that. I'm not. Pink. That was weird.
How's your back today?
Oh, not great. You know, and it started poorly this morning. Like, seriously, I don't even understand what happened. I did something wrong in the morning while I was sleeping. All green. That's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, somebody's coming. I see somebody coming. Dun, 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 dun.
So this thing, I guess gotta do this. It's Halloween.
Oh, Lord.
This horse head doesn't even belong to us. It belongs to one of my daughter's friends. She left it here.
Nice.
And it ended up on Donna's seat that she usually watches TV on, and she sat on it. And it did,
Lord.
And then it started just showing up around the house.
In random places.
It started in front of our bedroom door. And then it ended up on our shower head last night.
Oh my God. Can you please do the rest of the show wearing that?
My headset won't fit. So last night I put a towel in it to make it stand up and put it on the girl's toilet seat in the middle of the night. So we'll see. Legit. We'll see where it ends up next. It's become a thing.
You're gonna get Ida all excited. It's a unicorn.
And Donna's reaction was that they haven't even seen The Godfather. It was just weird.
Oh God. Jeff's a unicorn behind closed doors. Oh,
what do they call those two? Bronies?
Oh no.
Gonna be a brony?
Stop it. It's gonna go dark places quickly from that. You know what? Let's talk winter weather safety.
Yes.
Good Lord. Look.
Safety in general, man.
Excited. Yay, unicorn. You should see her desk covered in unicorn stuff. Oh my God. And squirrels.
Oh, okay.
There are squirrels all over the office. It's ridiculous. You'll see them posted on, like, literally stapled to the ceiling. There's squirrels and things like that. It's weird. That office is something else. I don't even understand what's going on over there. But I love that place most of the time, except for that jerk-faced loader they have that can't seem to load a damn trailer. I don't even know what's wrong with that guy. And I keep asking, why haven't you fired him yet? And Dan's like, I don't fire people. I'm like, well, you should, because he's terrible. He's like the worst loader ever. Can't even write a damn store number down. Yeah, that guy knows who I'm talking about. I don't even care.
Okay.
I'm a little pent up anger and aggression there over that dude. But nobody cares. Whatever. Winter weather safety. So let's throw it out there. What are you guys doing to get your trucks ready if you haven't already got them ready? What did you change in your truck, or what are you going to change in your truck to get ready for this crap that's about to start falling out of the sky everywhere? And in some places already is.
Yeah, we've already got pictures. Good evening,
you made it. Glad you got here. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we've already got pictures for people playing in the snow and all that stuff. So it's that time of year.
See, look, even I just said that dude is terrible. He is, dude. Like, I don't even understand. Look, okay, this is gonna go terribly for me somehow. I'm gonna get flamed. This dude is like severely dyslexic. I don't care. Power to you doing a job. But when you have something that challenges you in that manner, you should do harder work to overcome that. And if you can't, after 4 months or 5 months in that job, you might want to move on because he's not getting better. He's getting worse. He did get better and then slid backwards. So I call BS on anything else from that point on. Shenanigans.
Are you done?
Yes. Life
Okay.
on 18 Bill said, I know what won't be on my truck.
What's that?
Freight. Oh, that's not even funny, Charlie. Stop it.
TK, he's always angry. How long have you known him, man?
Jim, Jack, and Johnny. That's what I'm talking about. Keep you warm. I mean, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that. Nobody listened to that advice. Life on 18 Wheels said chains. Hey, look, I've got chains on my truck
Mm-hmm.
all year long because I don't ever want to have to take them off to put them back on. But there are times. Look, I know Swift encourages you guys not to chain up and things like that unless you absolutely need to get out of a risky spot. But you know what? That's not the whole world.
Yep.
People chain. You know, there are times when I will chain. There are few and far between times now, but I used to chain every single day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And that was just my shift. And then my co-driver would have to do it. And it's just, oh my Lord. Well, Blackbeard says he doesn't even carry chains, dude. Well, don't go to certain states.
Yep. Colorado, man, they'll hook you
Right.
up.
Washington State.
Utah, California, Northern California, anyway.
I'm not grumpy, TK. I'm just being me, bro. It's all good. I ain't really mad. Come on now. Hey, Donna.
So yeah, on the chain thing, I don't want to get into it too much because we
Right.
get into this back and forth. But it's been my experience over the years that if you're in my neck of the woods and there's a snowstorm and you don't want to chain up, you're one of those guys. Plan on staying there for a week.
Right.
And then Swift's going to call a guy like me that is willing to chain up to run that load.
You're going to just be like knocking on your door. Hey, bro, can you unhook from your trailer? And then you're going to have to unhook you're going to have to chain up to unhook from your trailer.
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, that's like a thing. I've seen it happen. I rescued a load one time way back, right? And they're like, yeah. And this was back when they're like, look, you should chain and get down the road. And this guy's like, I'm not chaining. I'm not going to go anywhere. It's dangerous. So they sent me and one of my students out there. And the guy had to chain up his truck to get out front of the trailer. I'm like, so you should have just chained and went. He's like, well, he was mad. And then he tried to like take the load anyhow. Well, I'm chained now. I might as well take it. I'm like, nah, I'm here, buddy. Let's go. He was not a fan of mine.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a manly man thing. It's just the reality of it is that there's people that are willing to do it, and the people that are, they're the ones that they send to go rescue those loads that need to get there.
I'm not saying go crazy and run all day on chains like I used to. I mean, but look, there's a time and a place, and
yeah,
look, we're not trying to.
I mean, there's a reason why Charlie thinks everything north of the 40 is Canada.
Exactly. It is.
Yeah, Joey, I was gonna mention that auto socks, get them at most of the truck stops. They cost about $20 more than they do on Amazon per bag. But yeah, so funny thing about that, I finally got auto socks about two winters ago. I haven't had to change since.
Right.
I like put them on to see how they work.
There, bro.
I put them on to see how they work, and that was it. And they've been sitting in the bags ever since. But you know what? It took me like even the first time trying to figure out that little tie rope thing and all that stuff. Took me like 10 minutes.
So Ida said, y'all stock up on water, non-perishable food, long ice scrapers for your windshield.
Mm-hmm.
These are all good things. And salt, she said.
Salt and kitty litter.
I prefer pink Himalayan in the grinder. Oh wait, different salt. My bad. Like ice salt. I get it. Because we want to make ice cream. What?
What? Yeah, that. Yeah.
What? People
Yeah,
don't.
you know the food and water thing. You remember a couple of years ago, what was it, like the 95 corridor was literally like shut down for 4 days.
Right.
Like cops pulled people over, said don't move until we tell you to.
Yeah.
National Guard had to come out with diesel and MREs
Yes.
to save people. Um, that happens. So if you're running the northern territories up here like I do, that food and water, I always keep about a month's worth of food on the truck anyway. But water.
James Bond says he's got chains, but he never uses them. And then TK says that I'm old and I can't generate body heat, and that's why I don't go above I-40. TK, we will fight, man. I don't care how big you are. You
TK
ain't so tall that I won't punch you in the knees.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but TK will fall on you and you won't be able to get up.
And be like, "Mer, mer."
And he'll be laughing the whole time he does it.
Oh, James Bond said bath salts. We're gonna make zombies out there. Yeah, let's smoke it and
man.
shoot it into our vein. Wait, no, that's
Ugh,
bad.
that's
Oh,
just bad.
we're gonna refer back to last week. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Okay. Extra fluids. Life on 18 wheels getting us back on track. Extra fluids, coolant, oils, washer fluid, not the blue stuff. That won't work. Well, there's some blue ones out there that are actually really cold weather rated I've seen, but I do prefer personally the Rain-X product. I know it costs a little bit more, but I've had the best luck with it. And when I was running,
do yourselves a favor though and go to Walmart before you leave out,
right?
because the prices for windshield wiper fluid these days at the truck stops
Is stupid.
crazy.
There's one. I was at a Sparks years ago and went over dinner pass. Okay, I like that you said dinner pass, but because there's jokes in that, right? Come on, let's be real. Over Donner Pass daily. So back in the day, I used to run Kent, Washington to Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, or the city, Nebraska, and we did that every day back and forth, right? So yeah, I spent a lot of time on chains. I spent a lot of time on like fresh virgin snow roads that no wheels had been on yet, coming out of Wyoming, because I'd be that guy waiting for the road to open. And I got to tell you, that right there is like the best driving ever. You put your windows down, it's quiet. You're driving through, you're doing no road noise at all, man. It's like the most peaceful thing in the world. I made it all the way across Wyoming one day with nobody, never touching a set of tracks in front of me in fresh powder snow. It was amazing. That was like my best driving day ever in the winter. Oh, that was just cool. There was plows coming the other way. They just weren't working the westbound side yet.
Right.
Oh man. Pacific Northwest, you'll have to chain a lot, depending on the spots. You're right. Good to see you driving with Bob. Thanks for being here. Cordless heat gun and a sledge. Okay.
For those brakes.
That's actually, the heat gun on the brakes, that would be phenomenal, because that's like a legitimate problem. Brakes, trailer brakes particularly, freezing up, man. Extra dry clothes. Here's some more good ones. You're going to get wet chaining up. So I've got an awesome freezer suit that I bought from Carhartt at the Carhartt store in Portland. I bought it in like July and got it for like less than half price. It was amazing. And I go out in that thing and I put that damn thing on. And when I was out there doing that Cabela stuff, and I would get back in the truck completely sweaty, soaked. So I was wet for a different reason, but that sounded wrong. But that thing kept me so damn warm. It was great. Yeah. Dry clothes, lots of dry socks, and like good waterproof boots, right?
Yes.
Some extra wipers, maybe. It's not a bad idea to keep an extra set of wiper blades in your truck anytime, but in particular in the winter, especially if you're running those crazy northern states where I saw a guy turn his windshield wipers on one day, and the wipers stuck to the windshield, and the arms just started going.
Yep. I've seen that.
That sucks, man. Luckily, it was a truck stop. You go inside. But, at that point, I bet they're twice the price, or they don't have any.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. James said, my first year was running I-80 in Wyoming from Denver to Salt Lake every day. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great show as always, guys. Thank you. Glad you're here. Nice to see you. Wyoming just closes nowadays. Yeah, you know, I that seems to be a little more frequent these days. I think you're right. I think there may be something to that. They're just like, we're tired of scraping people out of the ditches.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, Life on 18 Wheels had a tip. Cheap trick. If doing a drop and hook and the trailer lines are frozen, pour a little rubbing alcohol into the lines. There you go. You know, they actually make a product for that costs like 92 times, you know,
What rubbing alcohol costs.
right? And it's like 98% rubbing alcohol. Whatever.
They put a thimble of glycol in there just
right, exactly.
Just so it's special.
You know, just to poison wildlife if you spill it out there or whatever. Non-perishable foods, lots of water. That's a good one. We touched on that. Never set trailer brakes unless you're dropping the trailer. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, look. There's on the rubbing alcohol. You can use 91% rubbing alcohol in a pinch to keep your reefer fuel from gelling up. There you go. Ida knows that reefer stuff. How much would you put in there, though? Because I don't know.
Don't even know. It's what, a 50-gallon tank?
Well, on like our Target trailers, they're 100-gallon tanks. I think the Swift reefer trailers are 50. I think they're 50. Look, that's legit right there. Most time, just slow down and macro 22. You know, that's a thing.
Yeah, think about that macro 22 for our Swift guys. You know, I will do one even if I think I might be late. Just do it early.
Oh yeah, and then I surprise them and I show up on time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, those of you that are familiar, there is a thing called the Scotty principle. There's a whole book written about it.
Oh yeah.
And it's under promising, over delivering, like Scotty did in Star Trek, you know.
Exactly. Oh, I just said 1 pint for the 50 gallons.
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
Okay.
You know, so Blackbeard said, don't set trailer brakes when you park and pack the snow down in your spot before you park. So I there's a little thing that I do when I'm pulling into a truck stop parking spot or a parking spot or a dock or anything like that. Especially coming off the highway, right? Because your tires are warm and they're, in fact, sometimes hot compared to the ambient temperature of where you're at. And what happens is you get parked, right? And your tires are so warm, they start to sink in the snow or ice. And what happens is they polish in the perfect shape of your tires underneath, right?
Yep.
And they completely become glass. And you could have, and this happened to me on the side of the road, cutting over there by a hole in the wall. You know what I'm talking about? That rest area. I was coming out of that rest area. I was stuck in that rest area. Well, just past it because I couldn't find a spot in the rest area. And I found a big wide spot up actually by the hole in the wall, past it by that arch that's up there. And I was literally stuck in a patch of snow this wide. Everything else had melted except for that patch underneath my tires.
Yep.
I was extremely angry that I had to get out there and chain up to get out of that patch, and it was not okay.
You know, they had these things. I saw them last year, I think. Someone posted about them. And they're these plastic ramp things that are kind of spiky.
Yep.
That you shove underneath your tires.
Yep.
To get traction to get out of a spot. I was thinking about looking into those.
Gotta finish the thought. So when you stop in with those warm tires, sit there for a minute, right? Let the tires cool off, and then change your position back about another foot if you can. Because then your tires aren't so warm and they don't polish that crap underneath so much. And hopefully you're on some crunchy ice, and that makes it even better. So just throwing that out there. Yes, cover your ass. I almost said see ya. My bad. That makes far more sense.
So Charlie, here's one for you.
I wonder how many people got new trucks that didn't come with bunk heater installed this year. I'm one.
Did you ever get one?
I did, and it works wonderful.
Good.
That thing is like fire. Like it's a flamethrower, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like mess around and put your ankle down in front of that thing, not thinking about it when you get up in the morning. Oh crap. Whew, it's something else. Craig said, don't add anti-gel to treated fuel. Makes it easier to gel. That wrecked my brain, but I'm going to go okay.
Does it? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Kitty litter, driving Bob. Yep. Definitely a good one. Life on 18 wheels. I think any gel is a waste of money either way. You know,
I don't know. If you were to fuel in Florida and you could get all the way up into New England in the wintertime on one tank and you don't fuel on the way up there.
so that would be a thing for me, right?
Right.
Because I'll fill down here in, South Georgia, Florida, and be able to get up there and back on that tank. Typically, I wouldn't do that because I don't like letting in those crazy cold climates. I don't like letting my tanks get down below half anyhow. So maybe I would get up there and get that treated fuel. But I could see where someone might do that. I don't like having empty tanks of DEF, reefer, or fuel tanks when it's super cold because you get all that air in there, and that's when you start having problems.
Yeah.
You're
not wrong.
Yeah, it's weird. Anti-gel don't work. Wyoming showed that one. That's what James Vaughn said. I just said on the ramp deal, just use wood planks and skateboard grip tape. I made some and carry them. They saved me so many times out west. There you go.
Yeah.
I say, get a couple of 2x4s and put some like big long nails through them. Just hammer them through. And what could go wrong with nails and tires? What? Never mind. Scratch that. We're gonna have to delete that out of the show, Jeff. I don't even know why you say things like that. That's just weird. God, man. Life of 19 Wheels said the return lines in your tank keep the fuel heated anyways. Well, people like me are kind of screwy sometimes. I don't necessarily run the engine because I got a bunk heater that keeps me pretty warm, honestly. So I could see where that could be a problem. However, a lot of these brand new trucks, I mean, look, you could keep that Opti idle going. I know the one on the Freightliner is amazing. And that'll keep the coolant and oil warm enough to help keep that all cycling, which in turn would keep that diesel rolling through and the return lines and keep it all warm. Oh, yeah. If it's cold enough, DEF will crystal. Idling will keep the DEF heater running, according to Blackbeard. And, look, that's another tank that I don't let that get low anytime if I can avoid it. Like I fill it up every day. I've got this thing about the crystals in the DEF tank, and so far, just about every truck I've had that used DEF, I haven't had any issues from crystallizing, and I've always kept it full. Anecdotal, I know. I'm not saying it's proof or whatever, but I mean it's a thing.
Yeah, and on the subject of anti-gel, so the coldest I've ever been in was I was in the Twin Cities once, and it was negative 53.
Good God.
And I've never put additives in my fuel until I started using the max mileage.
Right.
And I've never had a gelling problem ever, not even in that situation. And I was stuck at that terminal for like 3 days because it was just snowed in.
Oof.
Just kept the truck running, right? Like they were saying.
EPU. Does an EPU keep the coolant flowing somehow?
I think it pulls coolant out of the coolant system, doesn't it? It doesn't have an independent coolant system.
That might work then. Ida just said, how many people remember to drain their air tanks in freezing temperatures?
I do.
Yeah, I actually, okay, so, I don't do it all that often. I don't do it as often as, they say you should, but it was just 3 nights ago, I think, that I was sitting in the Target yard draining my air tanks completely down to nothing.
Yeah. And,
and I drained them.
With these auto shift trucks, Notice how I use the proper term.
Right?
need
What you
to
mean, Jeff?
be-
It's an automatic.
Yeah, whatever. So with the auto shift trucks too, you have air tanks that just service that transmission. You need to drain those. And a lot of times, what I learned um, over the since I've had one, you know how sometimes your truck decides that it doesn't want to shift. Drain those tanks and see what happens.
Yep.
Just drain the tanks, let all the way to nothing.
And
And
typically
then
running in the south east during the summer and all that, we get a ton of moisture in that. The separator is supposed to work and all that, but let's be real, I was surprised that on this drain that I did the other day, I actually didn't get any moisture out, which kind of surprised me. Because usually, you get at least a cup of water out of a tank, And with Chewy, good Lord, I could pour gallons out of that thing every other day. So I'm just saying.
yeah,
But that water builds up in there, and whether it's freezing or not, that water will build up there and give you limited air volume because that water is taking up the air volume, and you have very limited air supply. Which will cause shifting problems with these auto shift transmissions because they are air actuated.
Yep.
How was that a good word?
Yes, that was
I've been practicing.
very spiffy.
He said automated manuals.
Okay.
That's probably not a bad terminology.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It's a good descriptor for sure.
Yeah.
I leave the truck run if the temp is going to be below 30.
Yeah, I mean, that's legit. My number is 15.
I kind of like to cuddle at 30. I ain't gonna lie. Like if I'm parked, I mean seriously, if I'm parked, it's me and the wife anyhow, and that is cuddle time, baby. Put the bunk heater on, and we got a reason to even snuggle up more. I'm just saying, I can't help it. Don't get creeped out. Old people love. We love just like everyone else. Whatever. I just drew pictures for people. An APU does circulate the coolant, but an EPU is electric. Blackbeard said that.
Okay.
Ida said, I did learn something from the shop this week. If your temperature sensor on your driver's side mirror goes out, the truck will automatically derate. What?
Really?
That seems
wonky. That seems like one of those, we're going to put this disposable part in and then make you come and get it fixed from a mechanic because nobody knows how to do it.
Right.
Thanks. Ugh.
Oh, man. Give me 1 second. Be right back.
Okay.
I got to answer a message. I apologize.
Ugh. All right. So what else we got for... See, Ida says, truck lost the mirror and it derated. That's just weird to me. I don't know what that has to do with anything. But
I know, right?
So one of the things I wanted to talk about, Charlie, so there was a major accident in my little town of Tooele, Utah.
I was going to pull up those YouTube clips and I forgot to send them from my phone to the computer.
Oh.
Let me see if I can do that while you're talking about it.
Donna sent an email with them too.
Did she?
Yep.
Oh, let me pull that up. I apologize for not realizing that.
So Charlie's going to work on getting that footage, but when you see it, so it was a dude driving double hoppers full of sand down the hill into my town. And this grade is not even steep enough for them to have a sign for it, by the way. And he lost his brakes, hit 30 cars on his way to running into the sales office of the Ford dealership in town where the truck caught on fire. I mean, it was crazy. I drove by it the other day and saw where the skid marks were and everything, and that dude had to be hauling to make it through that many cars and hit that building because that was about 250 yards from the road to that building.
Let me know if the sound comes through on this, Jeff.
Okay. It does. Well, I don't think that one has sound. So yeah, there is no sound, but okay. But yeah, so this dude, 26-year-old driver, um, it's just crazy to me. The Charlie and I were talking about it after I heard about it, and did he do a pre-trip even? I mean, come on. And again, the grade isn't really that steep going into town. Like I say, there's not even a sign warning you. So, it just seemed like a stupid accident to me. 11 people transported to the hospital. One guy was life flighted to Salt Lake. Last I heard, he was still in critical. But yeah,
That was gnarly, man. Yeah, I wish you guys could have heard. Apparently the sound didn't play. That was from ABC News 4 in Utah there from their YouTube channel. Just some giving credit where it's due. And it does have sound, but I don't know why it didn't play. I must have done something wrong.
we don't know how to do it.
But it was fiery. It was great. And the guy telling the story at the end was like, I mean, his account was like, man, the guy literally thought he was going to die. He closed his eyes and thought he was prepared to die. Like he was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's crazy, man. Let me see if I can get this to pop back up one more time. Let's see. Share screen. I want to share the screen. I want to share the entire screen. Also share the system audio. So I turn that on. There we go. And I can click that one and hit share. All right, this will work this time. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Update, new video just moments before a semi truck drove into a car dealership. Check this out. The semi crashed into several cars. This in Tooele. Tooele City Police saying that truck smashed into 5 vehicles before crashing into the Tooele Motor Company on 1141 North Main Street. The impact started a fire on the building's east side. You see the flames, all of that black smoke. 1 person was critically hurt in all of this, 10 others injured. The truck also damaged 27 vehicles at the dealership. An eyewitness saying he feared for his life as he saw that semi approaching.
I closed my eyes and expecting to die. Open them, get jostled around, and that's when I hear the truck explode. So then I make sure everything has stopped in motion, no more motion before I get out to help those people that needed it more. We pulled one guy out of the truck that's on its side. He was just covered in blood.
It was quite the scene for several hours today. Police believe the brakes may have failed on the semi, causing it to lose control and crash. The exact cause, though, still remains under investigation.
So, yeah, crazy stuff right there.
Yep.
You know, that's definitely almost a life ender, but definitely it's got to be a career ender.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean,
absolutely.
I need to get a link to that and put it on the in the show notes after the show. You got to remind me to do that, Jeff.
Okay. I'll remember. Absolutely.
Right. Donna, will you please remind me to put that in the show notes afterwards?
I'll check this out, because this is how I do it whenever Donna asks me to remind her of something. Right now, I'm going to remind you, Charlie. At the end of the show, put it in the show notes. There, I reminded you.
Oh, it was a 67-year-old grandma, the person in critical condition. I hope she makes it out of that okay. Good.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I'm thinking, we got one comment up here. Somebody said something. Oh, Blackbeard. Truck looks like a POS. I mean, it's an aggregate truck,
Right. It's a belly dump, yeah.
Yeah.
Belly dump, yeah.
Hoppers, yeah. Carrying sand, and those trucks pretty much always look like that. So,
you got to wonder.
But if you
what kind of pre-trip,
right? A lot of those trucks, they're older trucks because they like to have those big cat motors in there for all that heavy stuff they haul.
Jeff, you know the area. Would you call that a hill?
So where he picked up speed was a hill, definitely. But like I said, it's not even a steep enough grade to warrant a sign.
Right.
Maybe a 2% grade.
I mean, you got to wonder the state of the brakes,
Mm-hmm.
or the braking system.
And chances are it was a manual. And Charlie and you and I talked about this. I got pretty good when I was driving a manual, even if,
Right.
sometimes you crest the hill a little too fast. I got pretty good at downshifting, even when,
Hell yeah.
The truck school guy said, don't do that. I got pretty good at that because, your life is on the line. You got to get those RPMs up to get the jakes.
I had one time coming over Cabbage, right? I crested that top a little too quick one time, right? And I thought, and this was in Chewy, and I thought, oh poop, I did a thing, right? I'm not in the right gear. It was, look, I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention. I was in one of those go modes, right?
Right.
And went, oh crap, I'm heavier than I'm used to being on this hill. I'm still in 11th gear. Yeah. And I should be down at 25 miles an hour already. So I can tell you that on that specific one, because I remember that one very clear. I was close to that 75,000 pound mark. So I definitely should have been down at that 25 mile an hour going by the signs on the grade. And I'm still in 11th gear. So I'm booking along still pretty good. And I had to damn near blow up my motor redlining that thing to get the RPMs high enough with the Jake. I got the Jake slammed on real quick because I didn't even have that on because I was stupid that day. And then I, let it do as much as it could and then jam the pedal on the floor, redline the absolute crap out of that thing to get it into dropping into 10th and just dump the clutch. Literally just dump the clutch thinking, well, it's better than going down the hill like that. I'd rather lose the tranny here and just stop. And I mean, look, it's real. It's a real thing. It happened.
But here's the thing is I have a similar experience, that big hill in Virginia.
Oh,
Everybody knows what I'm talking about that's been over there. And you know what? You do that once.
Right. Oh, yeah. I promise you, because you'll remember that on you come over a hill like this guy came down. You're like, no.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, oh, Lord.
I think everybody's got a scary thing that happened to them like that in their early career. Hopefully, not once you've been driving for 20 years.
Right. The steeper part ended probably at least a mile before the place there he crashed.
Yeah.
So that guy had some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he got stuck in neutral. Maybe he tried to shift. I mean, we don't know the whole story yet, right?
Part of it, we saw one report that said that his steer tires caught on fire.
Good Lord.
So I don't know. That wasn't on the news. That was something Donna saw on the Facebooks, I think. But.
Wow. Yeah, you guys get all the local tidbits.
Michael's got a good one I'm going to read it first. Here's one. Some think is crazy. Sunglasses while driving in snow zones. So I'm one of those people with light sensitivity.
Yeah.
I get headaches if there's glare and stuff on my eyes. And absolutely, it could be, overcast. No, the sun can't be seen. If I'm in snow, I'm wearing my sunglasses because that glare off that snow just really bugs me.
Yeah, no doubt.
So yeah, if you find yourself, guys, driving in the snow and you're kind of getting a little headache, throw those sunglasses on and see if it helps.
I'm going to recommend spending a couple bucks on a really good pair of sunglasses too. You should find some sunglasses with some high quality polarization. A lot of people are like, oh, what's polarized? Look, it helps. I'm telling you, it will help.
Yeah, I mean, if you have prescription lenses, you go to Walmart, by the way. So these are my sunglasses from Walmart. Prescription. So I was chaining up with a pair of these, and you know how sometimes you are stupid and the bungee goes went right across the lens here, and I spent the money on the carbide lenses.
Nice.
You know what? They replaced them for free.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oakley is another one that'll do that, by the way. Before I needed prescriptions glasses, I used to be a big Oakley fan because, man, you damage their lenses at all, and they'll just replace them.
All three of my sunglasses are Maui Jims, right? And I destroyed the lenses. They did not replace them for free. They did one set, but the other two that I sent in were several years old, and they were just scratched up from me laying them on their lenses. But it wasn't expensive to get them fixed. I think it cost me like $20, and he put brand new polarized lenses in them. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, that's awesome. It was just
Now,
a
I'll
pain
tell you, though,
to send them out and wait for them to come back. But
one of the things that wicks me out with polarized lenses, though, is it makes it harder to see the screen on the sonar.
I'm doing this.
Yep.
Sometimes on the GPS too, it's weird depending on the
The LCD screen is not a friend of polarization.
Lord.
And if it's really bright, it's like, ow, ow.
Right. You know what they're good for, though? You'll ignore your phone because you can't see the damn thing.
There you go. There's
a way to forget about the phone. You're like, oh, I can't see it anyhow. Nothing of interest to me there. Blackbeard said, I'm sure he missed a gear and panicked. I would have laid it on the side long before I got to that intersection. I would like to think that I would have done something similar, but I'm not going to.
It's one of those things, though. You don't know what you're going to do unless it happens.
Right. I mean, I've been in some pretty bad situations where I actually chose to put a truck in a ditch with a steep drop off shortly past the snowbank. I think we talked about me coming down a hill not too long ago. And yeah, back when I was in training, and I did not like the outcome, but I chose to go off into the shoulder versus taking out a car, which turned out to be a 16-year-old kid on his first date with his brand new girlfriend.
Okay.
In a snowstorm. And but can I say I would do it next time? I don't know. I'd like to think I would. I mean, everybody thinks they're selfless till it comes down to it. And I mean, just because you did it once doesn't mean you'll do it again. That's the crazy thing, because your brain will do crazy things at those times.
So
David Dunn.
David Dunn, new transition lenses work in the truck now.
Oh.
I need to look into that, because I would rather have transition lenses than two pairs of glasses, personally. Because the glass on the doors has UV protection. So I was under the impression that they wouldn't work inside the truck. But if they're working, I might look into that next time I need glasses.
Life on 18 wheels. Decrease your speed and following distance when doing in the snow. Got to be extra vigilant of your surroundings. Four-wheelers, shaking my head. Four-wheelers. Yes. And look, I know, because I do Atlanta a lot, you guys. So any gap you leave is a place for 3 4-wheelers to fit in.
Well, especially Outbacks on I-70 up by Vail.
Right. Yeah. But you know what? Don't keep riding their tail. Get off their ass. Back up. I mean, really, what is it going to cost you in time? It's just not going to. What's that wreck going to cost you in time?
Well, we had a person, we were coming home the other day, cut us off, do the whole onto the off-ramp thing. And you know what? We got to the point to where he had a light before he did. It saved him nothing.
Right.
Look,
I had 3 guys want to fight me the other day in a moving truck.
Yeah.
Yep. I did a thing there. I probably shouldn't tell the story, but I'm doing it anyhow. These guys came in I was in the turn lane, and they decided they're going to come across the hash marked island. No signal. Guy didn't even look, because I'm looking in the mirror, because I see him start to move. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm looking in his mirror. This dude never even looked to the right. Mm-hmm. Came over at me. I hit the air horn. I moved over. Luckily, I had space. I moved over one lane to the inside right turn lane, and held that lane. And that's the lane I ended up needing to get on I-75 South in this weird spot. Anyhow, they decided they want to fight me. They're like throwing up fingers, and not fancy happy ones. It was one special finger from all 3 people. And they're like, you better pull over. We're going to fight. And I'm like, whatever. I slowed down, and I did a thing that I'm not proud of, but it was kind of funny. At that point, they decided they wanted to be in my lane and get on I-75 South. And at that point, there's a definite split, and they literally loop like this away from each other. And I literally stayed next to them until they couldn't come over, and they ended up going north. And I went south on my merry way. I apologize, Lord. But
better start blessing those pygmies.
For real, man. I'm just saying, it was a thing. Whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Almost had beat 17-year-old kid butt yesterday. Oh Lord, James, stop it! I shouldn't have brought up fighting. Don't beat up kids. That's bad. Although some of them need it. Ida, keep bringing us back on track. Make sure you scale your load and balance the weight. Too much weight on the tail of your trailer can cause you to jackknife. Abso-freaking-lutely right there.
Yep. You want that
Oh.
weight over your traction drive tires.
Look, if you have to favor one, that's the one to favor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ideally, even it out. But if you got to favor one or the other, that's the one to do right there.
Mike Henderson is in Disney World.
I'm sorry, I'm lost in other ones. Sorry.
You got some
Mike
interesting
Anderson.
comments.
Yes, howdy. Checking in from Disney World. Started my career driving Costco out of Sumner. Chained up over 100 times in one winter. That's why I live in Texas. Amen, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you see, that Costco out of Sumner was no joke.
Well, there was one year, you know me and Christmas, like I'm home for Christmas, Charlie.
Right.
And I had a load that delivered the day before Christmas Eve up in Portland. And all those passes on I-84, boom, boom. Chain up, get over the pass, take them off. Chain up, over the pass, take them off. 5 times in that one day. And you know what? I didn't care because I was going home for Christmas.
Okay, James. The punk kid tried ripping my turban off my head. Okay, so you know what? I would be a little hot, and I get it. Anyone touching me has opened themselves up. Look, okay, my son today decided to shoot me repeatedly with a Nerf gun. And he knows now. My son is grown ass man, 32 years old, okay? And we're constantly fighting with each other like kids. Anyhow, so he came after me with the Nerf gun. Well, every time he comes after me with a Nerf gun, I end up chasing the man down the street with my grandson's Daisy Red Ryder. Right? Because, my training and such states that I need to escalate things at least one step higher than the force being used against me. So he comes at me with Nerf. I go at him with low power BB. Well, today he came at me with multiple, and I had already warned him. I brought out the Red Ryder once and did not shoot him with it. I said, look, next time I'm shooting you. And apparently he didn't believe me, even though it's happened in the past repeatedly. And the next time he did it, I went in the house, grabbed the Red Ryder, chased him through the house, out the front door. He made a left, tried to get to the gate, got hung up on the gate. I shot him in the belly.
Good.
He's got a big red welt in his gut right now. And then he kept running, so I put one in his lower back. Why? Because.
Well, for us Gen Xers, that was called a Saturday afternoon.
Right?
In the woods.
I'm just saying.
We were smart enough to take our dad's safety goggles that he never used that came with the lawnmower.
I was not.
But we did shoot at each other with BB guns.
I was not. And you know what sucked is my mom wouldn't let me have a BB gun as a kid. So all my friends had BB guns in LA, mind you. And we would go out and have BB gun wars in LA because that seems like a smart thing to do, right? In West LA. And they would let me use the Daisy Red Ryder that was like 100 years old.
Oh.
With very poor springs in it. And sometimes you could literally see the BB go like this, right out the barrel, right? And these jokers were using pumps, like Crossman pumps. And the rule was you couldn't pump it more than once. But let's be real. They didn't follow rules because they're not nice friends. And they thought it was funny. So I was smart. I put on like 4 pairs of Levi's and a big heavy jacket because I knew they were going to blister me. And my son, 32-year-old man, should know that dad's coming at him with the brand new Daisy Red Ryder. And if he's close, it's going to smart. But he doesn't know.
Yeah, at like 10 years old, I could get the pump air rifles up to 12 pumps.
Dude. That would.
This would sail.
I'm just saying.
And then there's, a couple of years ago, my son Joe bought me a paint gun for Christmas. Paintball gun. So we went out in the backyard. This is when we lived in the woods to play paintball. His first shot, he got me right in the junk. Just bam, right there. Ugh.
Look at Ida. This story is why we love Rosie more. She puts up with you. She is a saint. And that may be a fair statement, but whatever. Whatever. Life on 18 wheels, bringing us back on track. Snow on top of your trailer can become dangerous when it goes off. Some shippers have the scraper thingamajiggers and to remove the snow. I've never been able to use those things. They started coming out after I quit doing all that crazy Canada freight. But I see them all the time, only when it's dry. I'm interested to see how they actually work. I've seen videos and I think it's pretty neat. Oh, Blackbeard, trust me, frozen paintballs. If I had a legit paintball gun right now, that's what would have went after him. Because that's what I used to do. I used to freeze my paintballs for real. I'd rotate them like hourly. Me and my friends were terrible. We had paintball wars in LA when we were later on in life. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Nicholas Earl said, "Don't forget if you're running out west, need 6 chains." Is that the right number?
It depends.
I feel like it's more.
You need to be able to chain all of your drives, 2 of your trailer tires, and have an extra set to be legal in California.
Okay, that's just a funny statement. 13.8 bridges work wonders too. Wait. So there's a thing there. You had to be careful with those 13.8 bridges with a 13.6 trailer. Because I came upon one day. Yeah. Ice underneath the bridge raises you up towards that clearance you thought you had. Had one where that was tragic. I didn't hit the bridge, but it could have been gone ugly real quick.
Yeah.
Lord. Look, straight up, 13.8 bridges become 12.9 in snow. Real quick. Certain places, man, that's the thing. That hump, there'll be a hump right there.
One place I haven't been through in years is Pittsburgh. They got that tunnel that's like a 13.7 clearance, and that is a scary sucker to go through. Because you're just like, I mean, it's almost like you're and then it empties out on that bridge over that canyon. And I used to drive there quite often, and I always thought it felt like I was on the Battlestar Galactica. And,
okay.
Out.
I need you guys some audience participation. How many of you, when you go under like a 13.8 bridge, physically duck in your truck?
I actually do, yeah.
Type a 1 in the chat right now. Just put the number 1 in there if you can, or say yes or something clever like that. Because Jeff and I can't be the only ones. Like 13.8, I like duck. I'm like, oh crap.
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm like looking out the window,
right? I'm like, dear Lord, please be true. Oh, that is fabulous. Oh my God. Oh, look. So okay, so it's not just us. I'm glad because I feel silly afterwards. I'm like, what was that gonna do, man? But duck, hold my breath. Oh. No, don't slow down. Just duck.
Yes, yeah. Take it to the logical conclusion. You duck so your face is closer to the steering wheel, so that if it does hit,
right, exactly.
Right there.
Just end it quickly. Just make it happen. Good Lord. Oh. Okay, so Life on 18 Wheels says he does, and he does slow down looking out the window. Yeah, man. That's I look. Sometimes I'll slow down. I'm like, a little sketchy, but most times I simply just duck. And the holding my breath thing is like a legit thing. I don't even know why. It's a thing. What are you gonna do? Lord. They will turn you around on those tunnels in Pittsburgh if you set off the sensor. There you go. Yeah, 13.6 bridges, they freak me out. Like I don't believe any of them. And yet I watch trucks. I've been known to pull over and watch a couple of trucks go.
Yeah, I've done that too.
So back in 04, in 04, I my trainer at FFE was like, look, man, if you're, because he ran the Northeast a lot. He's like, look, when you go up there, He's like, if you're not sure about a road that you're about to get on or a tunnel,
Horse drinking his beer. He comes out and goes, "Hey man, I see trucks going under there all the time. Just I'll guide you through. You gotta go through the middle though." I'm
nice,
like, okay, we made it. But here's the thing: this bridge that did not look like it was for us.
right?
We were following the route that was in the macro 23 directions,
All right,
the GPS, and we had done our map recon with the Atlas.
right,
You know, nothing said that there was anything untoward here, but here's this bridge that's like, I don't know about this.
right.
You know?
It's something. Look, driving with Bob, driving in Canada, I didn't know the metric system for bridges. Right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
that's a
that's a
thing.
thing, right?
For real. You're like, I don't know how to do the conversion. And when I was doing like legit Canada, like Google was not there to help us out. Let's just be real. I couldn't do the quick, easy conversion thing. I had to like pull over, hook up a laptop, hook it to my hotspot, do some typing, and do the conversion. And oh God, by then, you know what I found easier? Channel 19.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying, man. Or waiting for the next couple trucks to come by. I found that to be
Yeah, that was back when you had like a memory stick looking hotspot,
Yep.
and it would last about 6 months because it would break inside the
Right.
little dongle thing. Yeah.
You said dongle. Sorry. Matt said Chesapeake Bay Bridge turned him around once.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Life on 18 wheels. Going through the George Washington Bridge for the first time will have you question everything. That is true. One, you're looking at the holes below you where there shouldn't be holes. And then two, when you get into that cupboard spot, you're like, holy. Look, that's a place I've ducked a lot.
Yep.
Like
I just prefer not to go there.
And then every now and then you'll see a piece. You're like, oh God, that can't be good, man.
I was on was it the 95 that goes right through New York City one time where you're under the city.
Right.
Boom.
Welcome.
You know, and I could have sworn it was my truck that blew a tire. That's how loud it was. And we stopped at that rest area that's on the south end of it. The what place that's got like more parking than the Iowa 80 at that rest stop there. Looking all around the truck, because I swore I blew a tire. But man, in that little, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
where you're under the freaking city.
Yeah. Look at Ida with a little wisdom here. Set your CB antennas to 13.7 to help you judge your distance under low bridges and tree limbs. Just don't drive fast so that they're not bent backwards, right? I'm just saying.
Or you got that ice thing.
Oh God, that's fun.
Used to drive me nuts when you
I had one snap off because of ice.
When you get the that freezing fog, and then it starts slapping the top of your roof. Used to drive me nuts.
You see signs that say 12 foot, but every truck's going through it. Again, watch the trucks. But if I see 12 foot, I ain't going, man.
I'm like, you'll end up on the internet,
right? I'm like, nope.
Because let's be real, man. You see one of those videos with all those trucks hitting low clearances, you're watching the whole thing.
Right. I just watched one today. Cross Bronx is 12.9 measured to the top of the curbs. How tall are the curbs? Just saying.
Philly's another one. When I was with my mentor, we were underneath the elevated train thing, and each clearance sign kept on getting shorter and shorter while we were going down this road.
Right. Oh, Tim the trucker Sayburn. Hey gang, back on the road after a week off at a Wawa in Morrisville, PA. Just got empty and waiting for another load. I hope you get one soon.
Nice.
PA's always a scary place, so yeah, they either have freight or they don't, and then you're like,
Yep.
And it's usually like booming or complete ghost town.
Yeah,
that's been my experience. And they're like, hey, we need you to do 4 locals for us real quick, and we got this load going, to Cali. You're like, Damn it, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a
And each local is like
wheeling
4 hours worth
dealing.
of work for 2 miles. Off the yard there, up 2 exits to that, like there's a pet food place or something like that
Mhm.
there, and a couple other warehouses nearby, and you're like there for, an hour, 2 or 3 or 4. You're like, come on, man, kick me a little extra.
Yeah, the only weather condition that actually wicks me out is the ice fog.
Right?
My brain can handle most conditions, but
Breathing
that ice
fog.
fog is just terrible, man.
That is probably what I believe to be the absolute most dangerous conditions I've ever been in my life.
Mhm.
Freezing fog, like just up there on what's that highway that comes out by that pilot out on 84, Jeff, out in the middle of nowhere. Like if you're going up to Grandview, what is that? It comes up from Weed. Is it
Oh, yeah.
97?
Yeah, I always get them mixed up, but yeah, we'll say that.
But yeah, that scariest day ever on that road coming up from Weed, freezing fog, and there's one lane going each way most of that time,
Mhm.
and you can't see as it is. And if you drive too slow, this is one of those times where if you're too slow, you're gonna die
Mhm.
because they're not gonna see you till it's too late, and you are now human centipede with your truck.
Right.
And so it's a weird thing, man, trying to find that balance. I could tell you that's one of those, ooh, let me find a wide spot somewhere, please. You know what I mean? And of course, all of them were full because smarter people got there first.
Yep.
And then you get
Absolutely.
down to 84 and it's like, oh, it's sunny or something. Okay, not sunny, but you know what I mean. Man, look, that just remembering that story just got me like all kinds of tensed up, like anxiety. And yeah, like for real.
Ugh, you're not gonna sleep tonight.
Oh my God. And if I do, I'm going to think about it. Oh, Lord. Ida, did I tell you I love you today? I don't know if I did or not. I hope I see you Thursday. Am I welcome back on Thursday, Ida? I should ask that because I haven't talked to anybody. Someone called me there from yesterday. I didn't even realize it until today. I don't know why. No one left a message. You want to know why? Because my voicemail's full. What? I wish people would text me, send me. I figured if it was something important, they would have sent me a message, but I don't know. Sorry to whoever called and I didn't answer. Hey, and if you do call, if any of you guys call me and my voicemail is full, shoot me a text message. Just please remind me to call you back because let's be real, I forget things. Somebody's trying to come in my door. That's weird. I just heard the doorknob jiggle. Freaked me out a little bit. Ice fog, 2 a.m. Idaho Falls. Gorgeous but terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
Now it's cool though. You get stopped and parked in that kind of weather though. Turn the truck off and just enjoy the silence.
Oh my God, right? And then you wake up to that crystal shell. That's always an interesting thing. Hi, Donna. Hi. I see the Donna. That's so much fun. But yeah, so I-80 is famous for pile ups in the winter. Like, look, again, people following too closely. Keep that distance, And look, that's like a real thing. Tim said I had a double stack, but it was taken off me because this load kept me from making on time pickup and delivery for the next. Oh, see, and that's like the worst.
I dislike it when that happens.
I had to bring your hind parts to work. Hey, I just so you know, officially no cancer, but hold a belly. You're welcome. All of you are welcome for that information, and you're welcome. I have documented proof, no cancer, but hold a belly. And my scheduled surgery date is the 24th at about 11 a.m. Jeff, they're thinking that I may be on my way home at about 4 p.m. that day.
How far away is the hospital?
Hour and a half.
Okay.
So I should be good and high when I get home.
So I need to do the prep for the show for you that day.
Well, hopefully I'll be smart enough to get it done maybe the day before. I don't know. Well, you know what? Donna has most of it. Donna does our thumbnails. So you'll have it all. Come on.
So are we going to have Batman Returns then?
No, I won't be in a neck brace. Thank God.
Okay. But if I nudge you while you're high, you'll probably think
I
you're Batman anyway.
and I might actually go put the neck brace on in the right mood. What? Because it's sitting right over there. Look, every now and then I put the neck brace on because it helps me stop some of my headaches sometimes because it aligns me perfectly, right?
Mm.
It's a
Okay.
weird thing. I know. So I keep it around. Just saying. Break out the cigars, he said. Yeah, I'm going back to Jim Wall because I'm stuck on terrifying. Like seriously. I mean, the ice the crystal shell afterwards is pretty amazing in the right situation, but more terrifying than anything else. Seriously. Tim also said, my scariest time on the road was this past winter in Iowa. I was empty and the temps dropped and the winds picked up. I was being blown around so bad, sliding around on every curve if I was over 20 miles an hour. Yeah, that's definitely one of those times you just need to find a place and park. I'm with you on that one. I understand that the urge to keep going. Been there, done that.
So one of my buddies one time, Charlie, you know how through the Columbia Gorge there, through down all that, how windy it gets.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine was parked at that TA there on a sheet of ice, and the wind. While he was parked, the wind was moving his truck into the guy next to him.
Oh, that's got to be an uneasy feeling. You're just like,
Yep.
go knock on the door, bro. There's nothing I can do. Look,
Yep.
I'm not even in the truck, man. It's not me.
Oh,
bro.
the Treadale terminal one year, they had a whole row of trailers just fall over like dominoes.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
That was crazy.
Ida, I'm setting a reminder that day to watch. You should be setting a reminder every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, Ida, to watch. You should be in here because you love me and I love you back because you're awesome. And she wears shoes with toes, and I have to touch them between the big toe and the next toe. It's a weird fetish for me. I don't know why. Look, and I hate feet, but when she wears these shoes, I am compelled to touch them. I don't know why. It's like little people in Walmart. It's a bad thing. I don't know what to say about it. Tim said it took him 3 hours to go 60 miles that day.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Hey, a load can be rescheduled, but your life can't. That is a very good statement. You know what? And anyone who pushes you to go, you just wait. Brain. I reached out to David Tillman this week again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go back to that email real quick.
Okay.
Let me find that email real fast. So once again, people are still getting the macro sent to them on their Zonar and their Point app and all that. Contractors being told that they have to go through the CertiDrive stuff on the physicals. Jeff and I have told you multiple times, over and over and over, several times now. And we verified this with David Tillman in person, in emails, in chats. I mean, we verified it so many times, it's crazy. And he has actually gone over it with his entire safety team, yet these messages are still being sent out. So I told him that once again, one of our folks had been sent this message. And it was for Brian Jeffs, as a matter of fact, who sent me this one. So I sent him a screenshot of the message that he got. And he said, yeah, I'll address it again with the team. The owner operator has the option to go to a clinic of their choosing. If an owner is being told otherwise, please have them call safety. I said, thanks, David. I'll pass it on again this week's show. He said, thanks, Charlie. I reviewed this with the team again this week. Again, probably the best advice would be tell an owner that is recertifying that if they hear they need to use Certi Clinic, to call safety support and they will work through it with the terminal team. This is a direct quote from my email from David Tillman, the VP of Safety and Training and Magical Stuff for Knight Swift Holdings himself. Yep. So that is what you guys need to do. Reach out to the safety team and they will help you straighten out your terminal and re-educate people. Just understand that, look, if you're a contractor and you're sent that message, do like Jeff and I do and disregard it.
Yep.
You know it's wrong. You've heard us say it over and over. You know, I'm not going to show you I'll show you the email. What the hell? Watch this. Just so that there's nothing wrong with there's nothing in this email that is bad or scary private. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm gonna throw it up there anyhow. But this one right here, you can zoom in on that if you'd like. I can't make it any bigger than that. That's just how it is. But that email is from David Tillman himself, and he said right there how to do this and how to handle that stuff. So
Yep.
get with the safety team. Don't get mad. Don't get snippy with people, you guys. I know some of us want to do that. I'm one of those people that kind of comes out of the side of my head sometimes. Let's be real.
So
Always
yeah,
try to be.
Craig, you're right. It's an automated message from what I heard is what Craig said, and it is, but there is a way to not have these messages go to contractors. If a terminal can send messages just to their fleet, or a driver leader can send messages just to their drivers,
Right.
they should be able to separate us out. And so that's where I kind of start getting a little bit not nice about things. Is look, you have the system that'll do that. Why don't you do that? And it falls on deaf ears. I don't know.
Ida said, "Thank you for clearing that up. My owners will be so happy." Yeah, Ida. Yeah. So
Well, we need to let
understand,
people know though, if you go to your own doctor,
you got to pay for it.
They need to be certified through FMCSA, have that little number, that registration number,
Right.
and Swift will not pay for it. And I've told people this before. The advantage of doing that for me, I've got the type 2 diabetes,
Diabetes.
and my doctor knows my entire medical history, and so he can make an actual decision on if I'm fit to drive or not.
Right.
Whereas these people at these clinics, they don't know you, they don't care. They're going to collect their $100 or whatever, and they're going to tell you can't drive. Maybe you don't know. I don't like to roll those dice.
Right.
My A1C came in a little high this last time, and instead of telling me that I needed to find other work, my doctor said, "Okay, here's the plan. Here's what you need to do if you want me to sign this thing."
Right.
I wasn't out enough to where he couldn't sign it, but he was like, "Look, dude, here's what you need to do, or I'm not signing it." And I said, "Yes, sir." So, so that's what you get from your own doctor versus somebody else.
Oh, going back to Tim, he said, "Yep, that was his problem. There was no safe haven as along his route in the middle of nowhere. The place he did find was packed like sardines, but he didn't care. Like for real. Like I get it, man. It sucks sometimes. Sometimes you got to make a spot, which is weird, but just be smart about it. Don't put yourself in a riskier spot, right? Because sometimes the off ramp is not the place.
Yep.
Sitting duck, just throwing that out there. Okay, not great advice, but if you ever have to pick a ramp as your place to sleep or rest, make it the on-ramp side.
Mm-hmm.
Make it the on-ramp side. It's a
Yeah,
lower speed side.
People aren't going 90 miles an hour up to the stop sign.
Right. Good Lord.
Life on 18 Wheels says, "Don't let your dispatcher dictate when that truck moves. If it's not safe, don't do it. Your life is more important than a load. You can always get another job. You only have one life." So I will say that in the 18 years I've been at Swift has gotten much better about this.
Absolutely.
Because there was a time that if you did a macro 22 and you said, "Hey, the road's closed," they'd be like, well, we need that load there. I'm like, "Well, what do you want me to do? The road's closed." It's like,
I got 5 trucks driving by you right now, bro. What do you mean?
No, you don't, but okay. I mean, there was pressure when I first started to just move the damn truck, and it's not like that anymore. From
Right.
when they're pretty good about it.
That's a good way to look at this, Tim. Tim said, "Never an off ramp. In fact, I'll never park anywhere that doesn't have facilities out of hours or not." Hey, look, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could be that. But I'll stop in a place that has no facilities, and Rosie will tell you, because they don't make her happy, especially in the snow. Because I'm like, look, there's no bathrooms. I'll go clear you out a spot. She may have been forced to pee in like 3 feet of snow one time. It was pretty funny. She was pretty sure parts of her body were going to fall off.
Yeah.
I just said you could also work with your DM to see if your doctor is one of the Certa Drive clinics, so you don't have to pay. There you go. You may be going and not know it's one of the listed places. Yeah, Jeff
So,
checked with his.
so,
That's a thing.
I learned a little bit about this, Ida. So my doctor looked into becoming a certified Certa Drive physician. And it was prohibitively expensive to get that certification. And so unless a doctor has a bunch of mega carrier people coming in, they're probably not going to do that.
Right.
So he does a lot of DOT physicals. I mean, you saw the types of trucks that are around here that ran into the building.
Right.
There's a lot of that around here. We've got mines and quarries and all sorts of stuff around here. So he does a lot of business with CDL holders.
Right.
But I'm the only one that said, "Hey, what about Certa Drive?" And so unless they've got a lot of clients that need that, they're probably not going to do it.
Yeah, we didn't know that it was so expensive, but apparently it's cost.
And apparently, FMCSA lowered the mandatory price. It only cost me $65 this year.
No.
So
Nice.
I guess what it is, they have a FMCSA says you must charge at least this much when they go to the class.
Huh.
And they lowered that this year, so he adjusted his price down.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was $100 last year.
Regulation.
So yeah, and what was crazy, Charlie, is so this dude, my doctor, he just went through recertification the week I asked him about Certa Drive, and he was like, "I've never heard of that. What is that?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So it's saying I need a certified Certa Drive doctor. So that's how he looked into it. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing that."
That's great. See, so and look, and we're not saying that you should be doing this to avoid things or anything like that. Like with Jeff, he's got a known history, medical history. His doctor knows his medical history, knows what he does, what he doesn't do, smacks him on the hiney when he's doing bad things, and tells him flat out, "Look, man, you better get your act together, or you're not going to get a card this year that's a year long." I've heard Jeff tell me these stories. He's like, "My doc told me if I don't shape up, I'm in trouble."
Yep.
So I mean, that's the thing. Me, on the other hand, right now, I don't have any existing issues going on, and so honestly, I just go wherever the hell my driver leader sets me up. And other than my white coat syndrome with the blood pressure thing, other than that, I'm gold for the most part. I'm actually starting to get to the point where I'm wondering if they're going to make me wear glasses for my eye test, because we're getting to a weird point in my vision. So that may be a thing pretty soon. And my white coat syndrome that makes my blood pressure go up every time I go in for a damn DOT physical. That's joyous.
Yeah.
And then
I've never had that.
Dude, it's bad because I'll stress out about it for like the week before. And it of course, not doing any help. And then I'm not smart because I'll smoke a cigar and drink a cup of coffee before I walk in there. That's not smart either.
Right.
And okay, it's just not fair. Why do these nurses and such talk to you while taking your blood pressure? Do you know that speaking during your blood pressure will raise your blood pressure?
I did not know that.
It's a thing. You should be sitting there in a comfortable position, both feet on the floor, kind of hands down at your sides, right? And in a relaxed, comfortable state. And you should just be not worrying about things, not talking, because it will actually raise your pressure.
Huh.
I know this because I've had a couple people be like, "Bro, you need to relax because you're being stupid right now." And then I'll refocus, and then I'm back down to like normal levels. They're like, "Oh, see, you're an idiot. You're doing it yourself."
Now my buddy Jarrett, he's got high blood pressure. He's on medication for it, so he gets the 1-year card, and he has white coat syndrome.
Oh God, that's the worst.
There's been times where he's had to go in like 3 days in a row to try and, okay, I'm relaxed this time. Let's go get our blood pressure checked.
Yeah, I don't even know why, but I do. I wig out every year. It's funny because I don't even have to like stress it out. I really shouldn't be stressing it, but it's weird. CW, think about sex. It'll drop it a few points as well.
You're not normal, dude.
I feel like mine goes up just thinking about it. What? Never mind. Stop. What? What? Ida, save me.
What is it that they say in Psych 101? The average male thinks about sex 3 times a minute or something like that.
Right? Like, when are you not thinking about it? I don't think it's not helping me. Maybe it's causing me problems. Anyhow, we're going into a weird place. If you guys got anything you want to talk about that's not this, that would be amazing. You can just throw it up there in the comments, in the chat. You know, and once again, I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show. If you're watching this on the replay, drop us some comments down below. Share your tips, your tricks, the things you do to keep yourself and others safe during this winter time. Because let's face it, the more we all share this stuff, the better off everyone is. You know, if we all share this kind of information and we're spreading it around, the better off everyone will be ultimately. So, you know, that would be awesome. Maybe you guys that were here during the live, if by chance I missed something you said, come back after this thing ends and drop it in the comment. If you're watching this on the replay, let us know you're watching the replay. Say, hey, because I know we got a couple replay warriors out there and I dig it. They're fun. And just know that we will try and answer every comment. We don't get 100%, but we damn sure try. We are pretty good about answering comments. It may take a day or two, but we will usually get back to them. So, yeah. But if you guys got anything else you want to talk about, we're coming up. We got about 15 minutes before we got to wrap this thing. So now's your chance. Free for all. What's on your mind? Hope you guys are doing well this week. I had a whole 2 days of work this week. I worked, what was it? Friday night and Saturday night is all I did because I had a consult for my surgery on Monday. So I could only work. Yeah, it was a crap week. Just enough to cover up the cost of the truck and actually made a couple bucks on the back end of it, I think. Yeah, Bob. I love that guy, Bob. Bob is one of our favorite people over there. Just dig the hell out of him. Bob has the white coat thing too, Ida says. Oh, see, we almost made it through a show, Jeff.
Load board is completely down right now.
Completely down right now. They're doing some updates to it that require us not to touch it at all. In fact, if anyone touches it and tries to book a load with it,
they're going to be cut.
Yeah, they're going to be removed from the load board until it goes live for everybody. So,
yeah, so it sounds kind of like they're on the final stretch, though, because the reason they're taking it down is they want to get everything. There's only like 2 real issues with it at this point, but it requires them to dig deep into the code
and get it packaged properly, wrap it all together.
Yeah, so it does seem like they're on the final stretch. I'm not even sure what the problem was because I was not experiencing these problems when I was using it, but whatever, you know.
Clearly someone was. That's right. Mr. Meoff said, God knows.
I like that, Mr. Meoff. That's awesome.
Stop it. Oh man, you bring me giggles. I appreciate you. Thank you for popping in, brother. I do dig it. Tim, I never put chains on. I hope to never need to. I'm assuming that says. I believe if chains are needed, it's not safe to drive, but climbing towards Eisenhower Tunnel 2 winters ago, the chain law just let go. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I think, Charlie, that there's a difference in culture, maybe. Like those of us that grew up in the Northwest with snow and all that stuff, we're less hesitant to put chains on because it's just part of life to us. You know, people that are from south of the 70 probably have a different opinion on that.
Right. Hey, Tim, you know what I would do is I would actually stop in one of those terminals that is in those places where they chain a lot and simply go in and ask, hey, is there anyone in here that does chaining classes? I know they used to do them. If you ever run past me out on the road, I'd be absolutely happy. I can tell you that the way I put chains on, the one thing that my mentor Swift really taught me well was how to chain. and I can tell you that I don't throw chains. Meaning I don't lose chains when they're on the truck when I'm actually using them for what they're for. The way he taught me to do it was just kind of a neat little way to do it, and I, just don't exceed the limits of the chains and put them on securely and snugly. And yeah, I mean, but absolutely, man. If you're in an area I'm in, I'm damn sure I will walk you through. I will point and tell you, do this, do that. I ain't doing them for you. I'm over that. But yeah. So if you're ever down here in that southeast area, man, let me know. And if we can meet up, I'd be absolutely happy. Or pop in one of those terminals, Denver, Troutdale, Sumner. I know a lot of those places.
West Valley.
Yeah, West Valley. I know a lot of those places will. I'm sure they have people around that could do it. Mr. Meoff bought a shiny Smith & Wesson Model 57 and 41 Magnum. That's a good gun.
Okay. Yeah.
That's actually that's a lot. Definitely not one I'm gonna carry appendix style. Just saying. Oh, CW said Timco has a video out there showing it, so there's a good one. And Coach's Media Empire Crumbling says a good pre-trip should include magic mushrooms. I may not agree with that, but yeah, man, if it helps you get through the day, I'm just saying. I mean, no, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Once again, public service announcement: drugs are bad.
Yeah. So one thing that happened this week is Donna started making some shorts of our videos for us, and one of them is Charley talking about drugs are bad. And so far, that's gotten a bunch of views. We're happy with that.
Oh Lord,
it's just weird
I just
what people watch.
I was like, what the hell? Who is this? Oh, that's me. Damn it. Oh Lord. Life on 18 Wheels said, my opinion is can't pay me enough to throw chains. Hey, that's a decision each of us have to make. Driving Bob said, try AutoSocks. It'll change your life. Absolutely.
So I just wanted to say something here real
yeah.
quick. James Vaughn says he feels safer in Seek truck stops. And I got to tell you, I've never met James. James, are you Seek yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to tell people, if you get into a conversation with some of these dudes, prepare to learn some stuff. Some of the coolest people.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They love to talk.
Like
and James is a damn talker. Look, if any of you have never met James in person, James will talk your damn ear off. I'm not saying that as a bad thing because I dig people that talk. So
I mean, the first time I talked to one of these dudes, I think he was a little shocked that pasty white guy was talking to him.
Right.
But I was asking him questions about his garb and stuff, and dude, he was like all into, oh, let me tell you about it. I mean, if you're interested in culture, talk to those dudes. Because they are an open book.
Not to like bust James out, but he's not quite pasty, but he's definitely a white dude. I'm just saying. So yeah, I think it's all interesting, which is why James had a turban. Some kid tried to rip his turban off his head, and that is not cool.
Fighting.
Ida said she's from the Southwest Georgia, never had an issue using chains. If it's been chaining or getting stuck. This girl is throwing
between chaining or getting stuck.
Oh, yeah. I can't read.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. DOT drug testing does not include magic mushrooms, but leaves me no choice. Hey, man, I'm not doing anything.
The more you know.
This is a new name. Three Stooges of Trucking. Stewie, Coach Cooper. Oh, stop it. Going south. I'll see you guys in April. Hey, cool. Pop in, man. Life on 19 Wheels said Sikhs are cool peoples. I've never had problems with Sikhs. Like, seriously. They seem to be very quiet most times. Like, they're just like, leave me the hell alone. I'll leave you alone. We're gold, right? I think most people are like that.
Yeah.
It's the vocal majority that of any group of people that typically cause problems. I'm just saying. Tim said, I've since downloaded a Colorado trip planner app. Helped me out last winter keeping up with stuff. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most states actually do have an app now.
Oh, CW said no, it was Colorado State has the video on their website. There you go. I bet it's probably a decent video. I honestly believe that Colorado is probably one of those states that would put out a good video like that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Charlie, and this is bad of me. if I have to do a video on chaining, I'm putting
Oh,
that sucker behind a paywall because I do not like
right?
doing it.
For real, like there's work. That's like manual labor, man. That's what I was saying. I'll be glad to point and verbally walk you through and have you demonstrating and doing as we do this because I ain't touching them. If I don't have to, I am not gonna. Just
Yep.
saying. Lord. Coach's Twisted Mud Flap Service, random sad guru. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't even know what you're talking about, but okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys popped in here right at the end of the show. We got about 8 minutes. We're going to wrap this thing up. So if you guys have anything specific you want to dip into, let us know. CW says he uses auto socks. I was going to buy them and then I didn't because I quit going places where I needed them. Like, honest to God, I should probably buy a set because I may be doing some stuff this winter that I don't normally do because of the freight being what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they are more expensive than chains. And if you're a Swift company driver watching us, Swift will not pay for them, but they are authorized in all states and they are super simple to put on. Someone was telling me you could use them in the drag positions on the trailer too, but I'm more comfortable with using iron for that. And throwing those two doesn't take much time.
Sad Guru's like a yoga dude. Been teaching yoga since 1982. He's the author of New York Times bestseller Inner Engineering, a Yogi's Guide to Joy and Karma. There you go. I looked it up, and just to show you that I did, it's actually spelled SADH. Guru. In fact, it's all one word. You are you. There you go. Do the
auto socks last. So here's the thing, Jim. I haven't had to use them. I bought them 2 years ago, and I haven't had to use them yet. So I don't know. From what I've talked to other people, as long as you don't drive them on uncovered pavement, they should last.
Right. Can of soup on the engine block will do you right in the cold.
Yep.
I apologize. Sad Guru rides motorcycles. I just can't put that name up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That'll get us in trouble. And
I'm so sorry.
I'll be sleeping on the couch if you say that.
I know. I can't say that out loud. I get it. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys being here, though. Even every now and then there are names I cannot say, and they make me laugh and get me in trouble. Trust me. Oh, Lord. CW said, not very well. I got 4 pair last year and still have them all. Just drive slowly. There you go. So, yeah. I was trying to decipher James's statement here. He says he's white. He lives in Mexico and is Sikh. There you go. See, I can translate him. Yeah, like it's a legit thing. I mean, some of you may notice when James actually shows up to the show, when he usually first shows up, he offers a greeting, and I'm gonna throw it up there, and that is actually a Sikh greeting that he offers up every time. I actually had to look it up to see what it was, and it's actually kind of an interesting thing. So you know what? I recommend you go check it out because why not? Different cultures, different philosophies. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You'll hear me say things like peace be upon you, my brother, to people like my buddy TK, my brother TK, brother from another mother. Just saying. Because I can't say the words in the proper language because it doesn't sound right coming out of my face. I'm not smart. And I couldn't even begin to try and say what I think James is saying there because I just words, mouth, English. That's look, I struggle with English. Let's be real.
Yep.
Like I understand Spanish pretty well, but cannot speak it. So people will speak to me in Spanish sometimes and I'll catch most of what's being said and I'll answer them in English. And they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? You knew what I said, but you didn't respond to me the way. And I'm like, look, hey, what do you want from me?
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called, by the way, Charlie, but there's the auto socks and then there's like a quick fit type chain for trucks.
Oh, right.
I guess they're really expensive. One of my students got them because the state paid for them.
Ooh.
because he was qualified to drive, like got a medical card, but there was problems with his body.
Huh.
And the state during his rehabilitation stuff paid for these expensive chains. And they were, I don't know if they were a cable type or what, but he said it took him like 20 minutes to put them on, and they were really lightweight, and they worked.
There you go. TK just said, I agreed to take every load going up through Washington and Montana, so I have to learn how these cables work. There you go. I've never used cables. I'm actually, I've heard good and bad about them, so I couldn't even speak to it if I wanted to. It's great to laugh. Don't get many of them. Exactly. Gotta laugh. Gotta, don't focus. Let's end this show on a high note. Let's not focus on people's differences as negative points. Let's learn to live with each other's differences and find happiness and peace and love and all that kind of stuff. Not trying to be all tree huggy or anything like that, but God, man, there's so much other crap going on out here, you guys. I mean, all of us, right? That look, there is drama to be had in other places. We try not to make this place that, right? So yeah.
So when we were at that expo this year,
Those
Charlie
things
and I
are
got
neat.
to see a demonstration of those automatic chains. They're pretty sweet.
I actually almost bought some for Chewy when I was doing that Cabela's thing. Because, 4 or 5 times a day on each shift, right?
Right.
And then, I don't know, I because of the terrain we were using, I wasn't convinced on it then. And there's definitely a cost associated to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't prepared to pay the cost. I mean, we were on a much lower contract rate at the time. It was a bit of an offset, and I opted just to keep chaining, man. We just did our thing. And the account was cool with us being a little bit, late because we were chaining, so it wasn't a big thing.
Yep.
Yeah. CW said you can move from truck to truck, so there you go. All right, guys. On that note, I think we're going to wrap this thing. I appreciate you all being here. Jeff, you got anything you want to throw out there before we kill this thing?
No, I'm good, man.
All right, you guys, open enrollment. Make sure you take a look at the eshealthplans.com. If you are looking for health insurance, we like the Greg who operates that. If you go there and ask for info, Greg's going to be the guy you're going to talk to. His phone number is also at the top. If you want to figure that stuff out, hey, you know what? If you pop on to contractorscorner.cc, you can find links to just about everything that we talk about that we recommend. So if you guys want to do that, that's cool. I don't think the eshealthplans.com is up there. I'm going to throw it up here real quick. Right across the bottom of the screen, you'll see it right there. If you haven't already, take a look at eshealthplans.com. Reach out to Greg Helmick. His phone number is there, 833-907-3033. And let him know we sent you. We're not making any money off that, but hey, maybe we can someday if we get enough people going that way. I'm just saying. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make $20 or something. That'd be cool. I'm just saying. So yeah, we will see you guys next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, as we do every week. Isn't next week Colton's week?
Yes.
So we will have Colton Lawrence on next week. We're going to talk about the financial stuff going on with kind of a look back at this year and what we can expect, what it's looking like coming up. He's going to bring charts and stuff, I believe. I'm hoping he does, because he does it really well.
Oh, if he doesn't bring him, he'll just pull him out of his butt. So
right.
He's one of those people that he's got a mind for numbers.
That's right, Ida. We all family here, right on down to Crazy Uncle Charlie. That's right. Trust me, my nephews will attest to Crazy Uncle Charlie. I'm just saying. Tim said, have a blessed one, fellas. Stay safe out there. Everybody, please stay safe. We'll see you right here at Contractor's Corner. We're going to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Colton Lawrence, Trucker CFO. We'll see you guys soon. No commercial at the end. We're just going to end this thing raw, just like raw. Just going to be like raw, and it's going to go click.